A startling revelation has emerged from the preliminary investigation into the catastrophic crash of Air India Flight 171, which claimed 260 lives shortly after takeoff from Ahmedabad in June. The official report indicates that both fuel control switches on the 12-year-old Boeing 787 Dreamliner unexpectedly moved to the cut-off position mere seconds after becoming airborne, an action normally reserved for post-landing procedures. This critical finding has sent shockwaves through aviation safety circles, raising profound questions about what transpired in the cockpit during the aircraft's final moments. The cockpit voice recorder reveals a disturbing exchange between the pilots, with one asking why the other had activated the cut-off switches, only for the response to claim no involvement. At the time of the incident, the co-pilot was controlling the aircraft while the captain monitored systems. Investigators note the switches were eventually returned to their normal position, triggering automatic engine relight procedures, but the delayed response proved fatal. The left engine had begun regaining thrust while the right engine remained below operational power when the aircraft plunged into a residential neighborhood just 50 seconds after takeoff, having reached only 625 feet altitude in clear weather conditions. Aviation experts express particular concern about the fuel switch mechanism's design. The lever lock system, dating to the 1950s, requires deliberate upward pulling before activation, a safety feature making accidental deployment highly improbable. The physical design makes it virtually impossible to disengage both switches with a single hand movement, noted an anonymous Canadian air accident investigator. This has led investigators to focus intensely on cockpit communications and potential mechanical failures. The investigation team, comprising Indian authorities alongside Boeing, General Electric, and international experts, is scrutinizing multiple possibilities. Of particular interest is a 2018 FAA bulletin highlighting some Boeing aircraft had fuel control switches installed with disabled locking mechanisms, though this was never deemed serious enough to mandate corrective action. The same switch design exists in the crashed 787-8, raising questions about whether Air India conducted recommended inspections. Former NTSB Managing Director Peter Gulls describes the findings as deeply disturbing, emphasizing the need for definitive voice identification from the cockpit recorder. A single remark about cut-off switches isn't sufficient. We need the full context of all communications from pushback to impact, he stated. The report confirms both pilots had passed pre-flight alcohol tests and were properly rested, eliminating some potential human factors. Technical analysis reveals the aircraft's ram air turbine deployed, confirming complete power loss, while the landing gear remained extended, suggesting the crew's immediate focus was on emergency procedures rather than configuration management. When facing dual-engine failure at low altitude, cognitive focus narrows dramatically to flight path control, explained an active 787 pilot consulted for the investigation. Gear retraction becomes irrelevant when you're fighting for survival. For grieving families like that of Imtiaz Ali, who lost 4 relatives, the preliminary findings provide scant comfort. We expected clearer answers about why our loved ones died, Ali lamented. As the investigation continues, aviation authorities worldwide are closely monitoring developments that could have significant implications for aircraft design and cockpit procedures, particularly regarding the reliability of critical fuel systems and the urgent need for enhanced flight data recording capabilities.